Hey everybody, Silveus here, Minecraft Let's Play time. If I remember correctly, the last thing that happened was I rode my train into a zombie and died. Yep, that is what looks like happened. Yep. That is what happened. Alright, I gotta dump some of this crap here. Alright, gotta make, any more cobblestone. I noticed that I don't appear to have in my inventory a diamond pickaxe right now. I'm thinking that's because when I died, my diamond pickaxe fell on the floor over here somewhere. And, that series of events fills me with rage. There's my diamond pickaxe. You know, I don't really want to play with you. Or you. So, you know, go away. Where? Ugh. For the love of God! Why won't they just leave me alone? I don't want to play with them. Alright, we're here to get cobblestone, so that I can put some torches on my stupid, whatchamacallit. Torches? Good, I have torches. I don't want to put that torch there. Torch goes there. Alright. Nice little dead end here. Oh boy. Should probably eat some steak real quick too while we're at it. Get my health back up. It'd be cool if that's how simple it was in the real world. Like you get mauled by a giant spider. And then you're like, oh my god, I got eaten by a giant spider. Let me just, you know, eat this steak and I'll be, you know, fully healed. It'd be a medical revolution. Doctors, I guess, would be out of jobs, though. Ah, did I pick that up? I don't want that. So, on a side note, right, like, I don't know if I mentioned this, but, I, like, semi-live with my cousin. In that, like, he lives in the same house that I live in. Why does that have a box? Why do you have a box? I hate you. So anyway, he's like a senior in high school. Today's, I guess, it's June 4th for another, like, 25 minutes, alright? Because it's almost midnight. So I think he's got, like, a week left of school. I don't really know, how school's years work in other countries, but in America they end kind of like first or second week of June, kind of. Usually around like the 12th to the 14th, I guess I should say. So yeah, he's almost done school. He's a senior in high school. He's probably gonna fail. Which is, I feel for him. But, like, I kind of don't, because he sucks as a human being. Like, he's wretched. But it is absurd to fail high school. I mean, without, like, actually having some kind of, like, mental disability or something like that, and even then, it's still pretty hard to fail high school. Like, the teachers bend over backwards for you. It's not like college where, like, you know, if you're in college and you don't do your homework, the teacher just does not care. Whatever, you already paid for your classes, so, you know, you don't want to do the work, that's fine. You just don't get your diploma, because we already got your money. High school, though, is like, oh, hey, I noticed you didn't do any of your assignments. Could you maybe start doing your assignments, you know, in the future? Because, like, what if I give you some extra credit? I'll give you another opportunity. So yeah, though, he's like legitimately gonna fail. Not get his diploma. Not be able to find any kind of job. I don't even think like McDonald's will hire you without a diploma. He's basically got like nothing going on. And to be fair, like, you know, if it was my business and you were like, oh yeah, I failed out of high school, I would not hire you either, because I would assume that you're a useless human being. You can't do anything. I know that sounds like really harsh, but like, seriously, it's high school. It's not that hard. There's no excuse. But yeah, I mean, I find the whole thing hilarious. I also feel like slightly vindicated because like this whole time I've been like, you know, he's got all these problems, like he needs to like stop being such a useless human being. To be fair, like, it's not entirely his fault. It's, like, kind of his parents' fault because, you know, like... Oh, hey. Would you look at that? You know, it's important that there's, like, consequences for your actions, you know? Like... I don't know. You light yourself on fire, you get burnt. Like, that's kind of how that works. And he's never really had, like, consequences for his actions. And I don't mean to be, like, some kind of, like, bullcrap, like, affluenza. I don't know if anybody's heard that term, but it was, like, that kid who, like, was driving drunk or something and, like, crashed his car and killed some people. And then his, like, argument for why it wasn't his fault was that he has affluenza, which, means his parents were wealthy, and... he never had, his, like, legal argument was that his parents were wealthy, and they never, like, punished him or made him responsible, so he just thought it was okay to, like, crash into people without it being a big deal. And they, like, managed to convince the jury enough that they didn't get him for, like, complete manslaughter, and they got him for, like, a lesser case. But, yeah. So my cousin does not have that. What he has is, like, retardation. Like, parental retardation is what I'm gonna call it. Oops, that's a hole. He, like, whenever he does anything wrong, they just, you know, his mom just yells at him. But whenever he does something, like, incredibly minor, his mom just yells at him. And it's the same thing. And at some point, he was like, you know what? I can just not listen to her. So, you know, like, he doesn't put his clothes away, and she freaks out and starts yelling, and he's just like, alright, I'm gonna tune you out, and walk away. And then, you know, he fails high school, and she just yells at him, and then he's like, alright, well, I'm gonna tune you out and walk away. So, but yeah, like, this whole time I was like, dude, we gotta do something with him. Like, he needs to know that there's consequences for his actions. Like, he can't just keep being, like, a screw-up. But my family was like, oh, no, it's like, it would be wrong to make him not suck. Like, we don't want to make him sad. We can't, like, you know, force him to do the things he's supposed to, because that might make him sad. This one time, like, I've mentioned this, but I have allergies, right? And the thing I'm most allergic to is cats, which is, like, unfortunate, because I love cats. I actually spoke about cats in one of my Minecraft Let's Plays before. And my cousin, his mom has cats. Like, she got him and his brother a cat. She got him and his brother a cat in the way that she likes cats and wanted a cat, or wanted more than one cat, but couldn't justify just getting herself 2 cats, so then she got herself 2 cats, and then we're like, these are presents for you two. But, like, you know, they weren't. Not at all. So, It's all disorganized, but whatever. So he's having, like, you know, this was like a couple months ago, though. He's having problems in school, and, you know, he's all upset and everything. And she's like, oh, man, we don't want him to be sad and stuff. Maybe he would, you know, be less sad if he had a kitty cat. Why don't we just take the kitty cat over to your house? And I'm like, yo, no, I'm, like, super allergic to cats. Like, you can't take a cat over here. No, what are you doing? She's like, well, but we don't want him to be sad. Like, he would be sad without his kitty cat. I'm like, again, yo, I don't care about his cat. Like, no. The cat's gonna make me super sick, and its hair's gonna get all over the house. It's gonna take, like, after the cat gets out of the house, it's gonna take, like, weeks to clean the cat hair out. And I'm gonna be sick and sneezing until then. No, the cat can't come over here. If he wants to go pet the kitty cat, he's gotta go to his house and pet the kitty cat. You're not taking the cat over here. And everybody was like, well, Silveus, you know, it's like this. We don't care. We're gonna take the kitty cat over. So I'm like freaking out, you know, like, seriously, I'm gonna have to move out of the house if you guys bring the cat in. And I didn't have health insurance at the time. So I'm like, oh, and then my allergies are gonna go crazy. I'm not gonna be able to, wow, this kinda sucks. Dude, why are there 3 of them? I'm like, you know, my allergies are gonna go nuts. Ah, he shot me in the face. I've got an arrow in my knee. But no, like, you know, like, it's gonna make me hugely sick. I'm gonna have to buy, like, prescription medicine and stuff like that. You know, if it's, like, really bad, it could, like, potentially send me to the hospital. Because I have asthma, too. So I'm like, yo, you know, like, this is bullcrap. You can't be bringing the cat over here. And everybody's like, well, but, you know, it would make him, like, he needs, like, whatever he needs, because, like, otherwise, you know, he's having a hard time. And I'm like, again, yo, I don't care what his hard time is. Like, there cannot be a cat in my house. So everybody was like, well, yeah, we're gonna do it anyway. I'm like, dude, look, like, I'm paying room and board to live here. And I'm, like, paying for the internet for everybody to use in the house. And I'm paying for the phone bill for everybody to use in the house. And I'm paying for the TV service for everybody to use in the house. And, like, his mom wouldn't put him on her, like, cell phone plan, so I put him on my cell phone plan, because I also got, like, an employee discount from where I used to work. So I was like, yo, like, alright, you're on my plan, but you gotta pay the bill to me monthly, right? So, like, he hasn't paid me since November. It's June 4th right now. He's gotta pay me, like, $95 a month. He just hasn't paid me at all. He, like, owes me $700. And, like, nobody cares. I'm like, yo, I'm going bankrupt because he's not paying his, like, phone bill. We're just like, well, I mean, what are we gonna do about it? Like, if he doesn't want to pay it, we can't force him to pay it. I'm like, yo, how about we, like, I don't know, knock out all of his teeth and then put them underneath, like, a pillow and hope that the tooth fairy gives me quarters for him. Because, I mean, you know, sure, the tooth fairy is not actually going to give me any quarters, but at least I'll get the satisfaction of hitting him in the face repeatedly. But yeah, so, like, the cat thing. So they're like, well, you know, I know you pay, like, room and board, and you're paying all these things, and he's not paying anything, and, you know, his mom's not paying anything, but, you know, he needs his kitty cat. So I was like, okay, here's how this was gonna work, right? If the cat comes over, I will have maybe a, like, 2 or 3 hour window of opportunity where the cat is here and it hasn't gotten fur over everything. Once it gets fur over everything, you know, it's too late. So in that, like, in the first hour that it gets here, I'm gonna, like, throw it outside into the trees, and it's just gonna get lost. And it's like a furball cat with, like, a, you know, bulldog face. Like, it's not a real cat. It's not gonna be able to survive out in the wilderness. It's gonna get eaten by a hawk or just run in and get hit by a car or something like that. But yeah, that's what's happening then. You bring the cat over here, that's the future of the cat. And they were like, oh, you can't throw the cat out the door? I'm like, I will throw that cat out the door so fast that you won't even know what happened to it. So after, you know, a bunch of my family thinking I'm the most horrific person in the world, they finally agreed to not bring the cat over. But it took 2 days of arguing to keep that cat out of the house. It was annoying. Very, very annoying. That. Alright. Boom, boom, ba-boom. Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. Ba-doom! Ba-doom, 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 ba-doom. Ba-doo, ba-doo, ba-doo. Ba-doo, ba-doo, ba-doo. Alright. Oop, wait, now I need those torches. Did I get them? Alright, get rid of the bones. Alright, now it should be 1, 2, 3, 4... Crap. This is gonna suck already, I can tell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... And it should be 4 more to the end. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Okay, so that 5, 1, 2, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, this should be the middle position. Does it look too high? Thoughts? Or should it go down one? Let me check it out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that kind of sucks. Alright, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think the smaller one looks better. Yeah, I'm gonna use the smaller one. I'm going for it. I will not leave a torch behind. Let's eat some steak while we're at it. Alright. Boom. Well, the question is what to do about this one, though. That one will put up an extra one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hope this will stop crap from spawning on my railroad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. By the way, if you're wondering why I'm doing like alternating, because I think it looks cool. Only reason. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, stupid zombies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hate my life. It would be right here, I guess. Do I have another minecart? Nah. I'm hoping that doesn't cause the same, like, black section of light, you know what I'm talking about? When you go around the corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, I just gotta change the design here. It's the only option I have. You know what? I hate everybody. I hate everybody. I gotta go down there. Question is, do I go down for the EXP? And the answer is absolutely! I don't leave crap behind. Although I have to say, I did totally think I could follow this up. You know, I'm gonna try to kill her. Oh yeah, got a glass bottle. Oh, got shot in the face. Run away! Run away! Put that in there too while we're at it. Alright. Whoops. So I just killed all the skeletons, and now it's just a mass of creepers. Fantastic. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do, right? I'm just gonna go back and sleep in the bed until daytime, because this is retarded. This is baloney. Bull honky. Malarkey. This is malarkey. I'll just sleep in one of the guest beds. I would not feel comfortable sleeping in a bed in a house made out of wood in a small, like, alcove like this, surrounded by wood, with a torch directly over my head. It would make me not feel confident in my odds of not burning to death. Haha, everybody's dead. I've got 3 of the same disc and then 1 cat. I wish I wasn't allergic to cats, because I love cats. They're so soft. Back when I was still in high school, I had a cat. Like a medium hair cat. Her name was Sophia. Pure black cat. Awesome thing. Most wonderful animal I think I've ever seen. She was so incredibly soft. I mean, like, getting in the room with her made me sneeze. And being in the same room after she left it for, like, the next 3 weeks also made me sneeze. So I was, like, constantly sick. But it was so absolutely worth it, because that cat was amazing. I used to use her as a pillow. Like, I'd put her on my bed, like, on top of one of my smaller pillows, and then just, like, put my head on top of her and sleep like that. She would just wrap herself around my head. I thought you were supposed to be non-hostile. Why did he die after 2 hits? He must have been injured already, but I don't know how. Yeah, we got her as a kitten, right? Sweetest animal. I miss her. Yeah, so we got her as a... This is like a terrible story, actually, but anyway. We got her as like a kitten. And my family does this kind of like concept. You kind of picked it up when I was saying how like my aunt got her 2 kids cats. Like everybody kind of has their own animal. And it's not based off of anything like concrete. It's just kind of based off of like whoever the animal kind of likes the most. Hold on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, no. No. It can't be here because I don't know if I put it on that side or on that side. And I gotta do this again. Well, I didn't need to actually take that one off now that I think about it. Well, anyway. So yeah, like my family kind of has this concept where it's like, this is my mom's dog, this is my stepdad's dog, this is, you know, my cat kind of thing. So it takes a while though to figure out like, you know, who the animal belongs to, because it's got to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. It's like whoever has the best relationship with that particular animal is the one that, you know, it belongs to. So, you know, we hadn't really decided who the cat belongs to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the one day we're having like a picnic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right side? Right side. Alright, yeah. So we're having a picnic. And that means like a lot of people are coming into the house and are going out of the house, right? So at some point, I'm like, hey, you know, I haven't seen Sophia in a while. So everybody's like, uh-oh, did we lose her? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're like, everybody's looking all over for this cat. And this was when she was like still a kitten, like really tiny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're like, oh, she must have got out. Crap. You know, we're like looking for her outside. We're looking for her inside. And to be fair, she had gotten out of the house before. 2, 3, 4, 5. So finally, I'm like in my room, kind of like, I didn't really, when I say like we had picnics, it was basically like my mom's friends, and you know, like nobody I really wanted to interact with in any way, shape, or form. 1, 2, 3, 4, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I didn't like particularly enjoy these picnics, so usually like I just retreated as soon as possible. So we couldn't find the cat. We kind of figured she might still be in the house somewhere. So I'm in my room, and then all of a sudden I have like a dresser, right? Like, you know, a thing of drawers for clothing. And I see I'd left my bottom drawer open, and while I'm like in my room, she just peeks her head out of that drawer. So when I go there, that drawer was like all of my pajamas and stuff like that. So they're all soft. So she had just like crawled into the drawer in all of my pajama pants and just like curled up into a ball and was sleeping inside of my dressers. It's kind of funny. So yeah, from that point on, she became my kitty cat. So yeah, she was all like, you know, she would actually like come when I would call her. I could like come home from school and be like, Sophia, come here. And she'd come running from wherever in the house she was. She had claws for a while until we got her declawed. I wasn't particularly a big fan of getting her declawed, but she was kind of like destroying furniture, so it's not like you can do a lot about it. And she used to love climbing. I had one of those like cat trees in my room, and she would climb up it and just stick her claws into it and hang completely upside down. She'd also climb up my leg and like, you know, get onto my back, which was not as fun. And it was kind of like exactly as painful as it sounds. Yeah, you'd be surprised at how well your skin serves at holding a full-grown cat, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, nuts. Double nuts. Anyway, long story short was, like, so this was my cat. She used to, like, I'd let her sit on my shoulder and I would just walk around the house with her while she was on my shoulder, kind of like a parrot. And she would, like, attack the dogs. Like, we had, 2 Cocker Spaniels and, like, a black lab, basically. And she would, like, the dogs would chase her, she would chase the dogs. And I'm not, like, joking about this. She would, like, the dog would just kind of be casually, like, walking down this, you know, through the kitchen or something like that, through the living room. And she would just dive off of the stairs at the dog and just, you know, like, land on the dog's back and start, like, biting at its head. To be fair, you know, the dog's bit hurt, too. And I love that cat. Anyway, yeah, she had this issue where, I think she was really smart. And I think she did not like my stepdad. And he didn't like her all that much either. So, like, whenever he saw me, like, carrying her, especially when she still had claws, he'd be like, he'd see me with her there, and then he'd be like, dogs, go get the kitty! So all the dogs would come, like, running at me, while the cat, with her claws, is on my shoulder. Now, if you can't guess how that goes, I suggest you try it at some point. Like, go get a cat with claws, put it on your shoulder, and then have a whole bunch of dogs run towards it. And you'll get lucky if it doesn't scratch your neck open and you bleed to death. I had swimming class at that time in school. 2, 3, 4. All right, I'd already put this one there. And man, chlorine does not feel good in cat scratches. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Anyway, this is the point where the story gets like sad and stuff like that, at least for me. So, the litter box was in the basement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Litter box was in the basement. And we had, like, my mom had given birth to my little sister at the time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my little sister was like a toddler. Toddlers and staircases are a bad mix. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A very bad mix. So what would happen is, if we left the staircase door open, she would just go tumbling down the stairs. 2, 3, 4, 5. I gotta redesign this. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, long story short. So we had to keep the basement door open. Well, you know, if you didn't realize this, but like cats don't have thumbs and they don't really know how to use doorknobs. I know that's like a shocking concept for some people, but yeah. If you shut a door, a cat can't really open it most of the time. So we constantly were shutting the door and making it so that the cat couldn't get to the litter box. Now, you know, if the cat can't get to the litter box, guess what happens? Right, it pees on the floor. Congratulations, you're smarter than my parents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the cat would keep peeing on the floor. And then they were like, Silveus, you gotta get the cat to stop peeing on the floor. I'm like, well, stop locking it out of the basement. What was that on the left there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whatever, I had to get down here anyway. You know, again, so, like, you know, stop locking the cat out of the litter box, and the cat will stop going to the bathroom on the floor. So they kept kind of going, like, you know, you gotta take care of the cat, or we're gonna get rid of the cat. I'm like, yeah, whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Silveus, we're gonna get rid of your cat unless you, yeah, alright, whatever. So, long story short is, like, school had just been out. It was, like, June 20th or something like that. I think I was, it was my, like, junior year, so I was becoming a senior, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sick. This was actually when I had started Tibia that year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I convinced my friend to play Tibia, right? And it was a stupid argument, but we got into an argument over Tibia. And it ran probably, it was like a 3-hour long argument through AOL Instant Messenger, no less. And it was like not a nice argument, and it had, like, usually our arguments are both of us, like, arguing our points in a progressively more and more emotional manner. Because, you know, we both think we're right, and we both think the other one's wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, like, you know, we're both heated about the topic, but it's still, like, a civilized argument to a certain extent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like that creeper's gonna make me angry. 2, 3. Okay, I did count right. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now. Up yours. I gotta test something, which is gonna involve me going all the way back to the base. Which I'm, you know, super thrilled about. Why didn't I bring a minecart with me? You know? Well, anyway. Well, that was annoying. Dude, how can the skeleton archers, like, track their shots that well? Well, whatever. So, this argument, like, quickly devolved from both of us arguing our points repeatedly to just being, like, calling each other names. So it was like a little kid fight. And we're both getting, like, super angry at each other. Like, things are not going well. So we argued all night to sunrise. So, like, the sun is up. It's like 7 a.m. I'm super tired. I'm super stressed out. I'm, you know, sick because of my allergies. So, like, I take my cat, I put her on the bed, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to sleep. Yeah, it's the beginning of summer vacation. It's whatever. So, like, I turn off my computer and everything. I got the cat there, and I, like, just fall asleep. You know how when you just fall asleep, you can get woken up, and, like, you could have been asleep for 30 minutes, but it feels like 0 time has passed? It was one of those kind of wake-ups. So, just, like, I just close my eyes, and for just a second, like, my consciousness fades. In reality, it was like 20 minutes. And then all of a sudden, my door flings open. It's my stepdad and my mom there. And he's like, Silveus, say bye to your cat. She's going to the pound. And I'm like, in my bed, like, looking at him, being like, what? He's like, she's still paying, so we're getting rid of her. Yeehaw! And he just, like, walks away. I'm, like, looking at my mom. I'm like, you can't get rid of my cat. She's like, we told you we were going to get rid of your cat unless you got to stop peeing. I was like, I told you to stop locking her out of the basement and she would stop peeing. My mom's like, well, that's not acceptable. So, yeah, we're taking her to the pan. Whatever. And then she just walks away. So, yeah, it was all, like, hysterical and everything. Like, it was not a good day. I was already super stressed, super tired and everything. And then they're like, mocking me by getting rid of my cat. So, yeah, they took her to the pound. That was that of my cat. Then my stepdad thought it would be cool to be like, well, I know you really loved your cat, and, you know, I wouldn't want you to think, like, somebody else was going to have her, so, I actually just threw her out the window on the side of the highway. I'm like, yo, that's horrible. I'm like, what? He's like, nah, I'm just screwing with you. I didn't do that. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, but I did tell him that she has a problem with, like, peeing and scratching things, so I'm pretty sure nobody's going to adopt her. So they'll just put her down. So, yeah, she's probably dead now. I'm like, seriously? He's like, yeah, ask your mom. I'm like, did he say that? And she's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, yeah. What? But, so, yeah, that was the end of my cat. Good times. My family's wonderful, by the way. Just, like, throwing that out there. You could, like, not find a worse group of people than my family. Yo, these little zombies are like bloodhounds. They can see me from way too far away. Alright, where are the creepers? If you blow up next to my track, I'm about to flip out. That pile of dirt that prevented me... Yeah, I mean, that part where I tried to backpedal and just couldn't do it because there was a piece of dirt behind me was awesome! You know... Oh, for the love of God. Leave me alone. I hate all you people. All you people! One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gotta go back and fix that. Well, anyway, that was my traumatic experience with my cat. I have a whole bunch of, like, amazingly traumatic experiences with my family. Some of them are, like, comical. Like, I can't imagine a lot of people would have laughed at that story about my cat. But this is, like, sort of a comical story, although it was, like, massively horrible for me. But, like, even I would giggle at the story. Back when I was, like, first grade, kindergarten, somewhere around there. We had, whoops, no. There we go. So, like, my mom had just married my first stepdad. He was an okay guy, by the way. So, like, previously, I had lived with my grandmother and, like, a whole bunch of my aunts. So, it's like, I was, like, always surrounded by people who were like, yay, it's the first grandchild or the first nephew. So everybody was, like, super stoked about always being around me, and I was, like, a little kid. I was, like, a really self-contained little kid. Like, you could hand me blocks and be like, look, here's, like, 6 blocks, and I would be golden for, like, 5 hours. I was just, like, super low maintenance. So anyway. I should have just rode the minecart, whatever. So, you know, my mom gets married to this guy, and then we move to this dump of a house, right? So I leave my grandmother's house, which is like a nicer house with a whole bunch of things. All of a sudden, I've got this stepdad who, by the way, my mom, like, I don't know how long exactly she dated him for, but she, like, introduced me to him, like, twice, and then got married, like, a week later. So I had, like, 0 interaction with this guy before she got married. And he had 2 children who were 1 and 2 years older than me. So, like, I went from being, like, the only super spoiled child, essentially. I don't think I was really spoiled, and I don't think I was, like, a spoiled brat. But, like, I was a spoiled only child where everybody was always, like, surrounding me, telling me how I was, like, the greatest. So, like, okay, you know, that was the situation. I'm not gonna, like, make excuses for that, though. So, you know, I went from that to all of a sudden being not that. Which, you know, was kind of not cool. And then, my mom kind of, like, I think she likes being... If somebody is like, you should do this because it's most effective, my mom likes doing the opposite of that. To be like, well, I'm a independent person with my own ability to make decisions. Yeah. Which, you know, is cool, whatever. So, my aunt, you know, my aunt's kind of like a hypochondriac. Like, I'll grant you that. Like, everything's a medical problem, and, you know, whatever. Alright. So, my aunt, though, has allergies also. So, she's kind of like the resident, Silveus has allergies, we need to take care of this problem kind of person. And my mom was like, well, I don't want to take, like, ideas from the aunt. And, like, I would have to admit that I was in some way wrong for getting all of these cats then. Because at one point we had 7 cats, right? 1, 2, 3, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now again, like at this point I did like cats, but 7 cats is kind of a lot, you know? You know, I think I kind of like the wall being closer to the thing. At least somewhat. We'll do it, like, randomly, I suppose. Screw it. Alright, and I guess my mom always wanted to be, like, really spiritual and everything, so suddenly, all of a sudden, she's, like, super spiritual, and, well, to, like, digress for a second, right? So, like, they have their wedding. And, my family, I think, is, like, I think we are, like, German immigrants. I think. I could be wrong. And I think, actually, I think my grandfather was, Polish. I think. So, the guy she married the first time around was... You know, honestly, I don't know. I think he was Irish. But he was adopted, so I'm not really sure what his situation was. Anyway, long story short is, you know, my mom's like white European and he's white European. Pale white European. Not like Italian olive skin European. Not like, you know, Spain European. I'm talking cracker. Like white as white can be European. So, you know, they talk about like the wedding ceremony and everything like that. You know, everybody's in tuxes, like I had a tux. And at some point, without telling anybody, they just switched it so that it would all be Ethiopian-based. So, like, they're all in flowing gowns. Not wedding dresses. Flowing gowns. Like robes. Like spiritual robes. Like if you were a priestess. Or like a druid. He's got his hair in... cornrows. She's got her hair like tied up in some kind of weird like anime style hair. The priest is like a shaman, and they did not tell anybody about this in advance. Everybody just showed up, including the children, and were just like, what is this crap? But anyway, so yeah, she was in a like homeopathic medicine kick, and you know what, I don't want to, like, insult anybody's, like, beliefs or anything, but, like, homeopathy isn't a real thing. I'm really sorry if you believe it, but it's not real. One of the beliefs of homeopathy, right, is, like, you take a medicine and you stick it in a solution of water. And then you take, like, 1 drop out of that solution of water and you stick that in another solution of water. And then you take 1 drop out of that solution of the water, and you stick it in another solution of water. And you repeat this, right? So, like, what happens is originally is you had, like, let's say 100 grams of medicine in a, I don't know, 10 liters of water, for example. And then you take 1 drop out of that solution that is 100 grams of medicine per 10 liters, and you take 1 milliliter out of that, and then you stick it in another 10 liters of water. And you repeat that process like 8 times. And the belief is that, like, the medicine in the first soup of water, like, all the water molecules touch the medicine, and they get changed, and they remember that medicine. So that when you take the drop of that solution, and then you put it in another thing of water, that little bit of water that you mixed in with it remembers, like, it remembers the molecules of the medicine, and it tells all of the other water molecules about it. And then you keep repeating this with the end goal of there not being any medicine left in it, just memory of the medicine. Okay, so yeah, that's homeopathy. Now, homeopathy's got a whole bunch of, like, other semi-medical things, too. Like, you know, you should eat, like, ginseng and things like that and stuff like that. I'm not going to say that, like, there aren't herbs that have, like, medicinal properties and stuff like that. But you know what? Like, if you have cancer, get cancer treatment. Don't eat a banana. The banana is not going to help you with your cancer. Get real cancer treatments. If you have allergies, get allergy medicine or avoid the things that you're allergic to. Do not eat garlic. It's not going to help your allergies. So I ended up getting bronchitis. Fun fact about bronchitis is that it sucks. It's a very unpleasant thing to have. You're coughing, you're hacking, your like lungs are coming out. It's terrible. Usually when you have bronchitis, you either kind of just work through it. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, normally when you have bronchitis, you kind of just work through it. Ah, Jesus. Hold on a second. 1, 2, 3. Or you get, like, antibiotics for your bronchitis, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I got when I got bronchitis? Take a guess. You know, I'm gonna like let this go for maybe like 5 seconds. Take a guess as to what I got when I got bronchitis. And I'll give you a hint. It was not medicine. It was not antibiotics. And it was, in general, not something that any remotely reasonable doctor would have ever suggested. Ever. Okay? Any guesses? Any guesses? Alright. I'll give you another hint, okay? It didn't involve, like, ingesting anything. There's another hint. Alright. One more hint, okay? It involved a thing you can buy in a grocery store. Alright, no more hints, though. You gotta guess it from here. Alright, if nobody got it, I presume. Alright, here's what happens, right? They take a beach towel. You know those really, really thick towels? Also, I should start this by mentioning that this happened in, like, summertime. So, you know, no air conditioning, by the way. So, like, you know, 90 degrees out. Alright. Take a beach towel. Big old beach towel. Now I'm in, you know, first grade. And then you take, like, about 5 to 10 pounds of onion. And you dice them. And then you take the chunks of onion and you put it all over the beach towel. And then you take the bronchitis child and you stick him on the beach towel. And then you wrap him up in beach towel. Like, you wrap it around his chest. So that way you're mushing onion into his ribcage. I'll let that sink in for a minute. Just, you know. Just consider that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. God darn it. I'm gonna have to go all the way over here to get out of there, too. So yeah, that's what I got when I got bronchitis. Now, and then I spent 3 days wrapped in beach towel, in onion, coughing, and you know, it's surprisingly hard to, like, cough successfully when there's a beach towel wrapped around your chest really tightly, just for the record. Like, in case that wasn't obvious, it actually makes that process really complicated and annoying. So yeah. Yeah. 3 days. Beach towel. Onions. That was, you know, most people would have got their kid, like, antibiotics or, you know, like, cough syrup. NyQuil, Robitussin, any kind of cough medicine. Cough drops, even. I got onion towel. So, you know, okay, like, while that was, like, very unpleasant for me and, like, kind of traumatic for me, admittedly, like, that's kind of a funny story. You know, like, I would laugh at hearing that story, and, you know, I'm willing to laugh at myself. Ugh, crap on a stick. Are they smart enough to get up here? Yeah, they're smart enough to get up here. Darn it. Get away from me, gold helmet. It's like, yeah, I mean, I'll laugh at that story, but like, that was traumatizing. Like, oh, for the love of... But... Yeah, so like, yeah, I'll laugh at that story, but like, yeah, that was mad traumatizing when it happened. And because it would, like, have meant admitting that my aunt was right, and that, you know, she was wrong, my mom never fully accepted the fact that I had allergies and asthma. So it was just, like, constantly this argument with her, to be like, with her being like, I don't think he has a real sickness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man. So yeah, she like never wanted to admit that I actually had like asthma or allergies, because, you know, again, it would have meant that she was wrong. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? That can't be right either. Do I gotta make it earlier? Yeah, I gotta make it earlier. So like, yeah, for kind of like my whole life, it was just this. She refused to acknowledge that allergies are a real thing and that I had them, and that asthma was a real thing and that I had that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. Yeah, it was like a mad crappy process. I know, like, I mean, like, a lot of other people had parents that are, like, worse, and childhoods that are worse than mine, and, like, that's very true, but that in no way means that my childhood did not suck. And my childhood sucked something fierce. Oh, come on! Can I hit him underneath this? Ah, yeah, I'll stab you in the legs. Lol. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? You're annoying. Did he die? Good, he died. Alright, this one's on the right side. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'm not happy with that, but whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This side? I have like a whole bunch of other cool traumatizing stories too that are like terrible, but I feel like this has been enough minor depression for one Minecraft Let's Play, so I'm not going to hit on that topic. Plus, I like to diversify the people that hear me whine and complain about things, so I mean, like, I don't want just only the Minecraft people to hear me whine and complain. Did I not? Yeah, I did not take the thing. I kind of want to check over to... Yeah. Minecart made. Oh no, you don't. Alright, maybe the spider does. Oh, I'm so happy I punched that cow out of the way before the skeleton started shooting at me. I appear to be out of steak. That's a pretty big mistake. Oh snap, I made a terrible pun. I think this is as good as time as any to end this video, I think. So I'm going to end this video here. Like, comment, favorite, subscribe. Oh, for the love of God. Where is it? Where'd it go? Why does this game do this to me? No. 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 I hate you. I want to plant my trees first, and then I'm going to end this video, alright? Like, favorite, comment, subscribe. I mentioned this, I think, in my last maybe Tibia or maybe FTL video. I honestly can't remember. But, like, YouTube gives me, like, stats and stuff like that. So, I'm getting, like, a decent amount of views, I think. I mean, you know, I'm not, like, anything praiseworthy, but, like, actual human beings are, in fact, watching my, my episodes and whatnot. So, it's kind of nice. And I am getting, like, a couple of likes. Decent amount of comments, too, actually. And I think the comments are the thing that are making me the happiest, because I appreciate getting a chance to talk to other people that are, you know, watching my things. If anybody has, like, suggestions, both on games that I could play, or things I should be doing in games, like, you know, I can't guarantee that I would do it, but if somebody was like, yo, you should try to make, like, a castle out of cobblestone or something like that. I mean, I could definitely try to make a castle out of cobblestone. Now, if, you know, if somebody's like, you should make, like, a replica of the Japanese battleship Yamamoto. Or Yamato. The admiral was Yamamoto, I think. The battleship was Yamato. Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I could do that. Anyway. That's probably beyond my abilities, but I gotta put some torches in here so that they don't spawn in here. So yeah, I make, like, no real guarantees that I would like perfectly follow what's suggested, but yeah, if somebody was like, yo, you should really try doing ABC, I would consider trying it. Whatever ABC is. In fact, I mean, when my FTL Let's Plays, a guy who's on YouTube called Funny Video Shows PL suggested that I try using a certain chip, and I, you know, tried to use the certain chip. Didn't go well, but I tried. And that's really all I can do. So, alright, suggestions, comments, anything, please do. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to end this here. Thank you, people.